Hello,
Yep.
everybody. So today I have the beautiful Karen Foot, as you can see.
Hello, everybody.
She's very colourful. She's always very bubbly and vibrant and tells it like it is. Like,
Why not?
why not? I love that. And so that is who we have for today's interview / chat.
Yep.
We only really met maybe a few months ago,
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like it was, well, it's definitely this side of COVID. It's a bit of a landmark time for people. Was it pre-COVID or?
I know. Which part do you belong to? Anyway, I'll stop fiddling with my phone because I'm trying to find you so that I could tag it. But you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Karen will
Tag me.
my other Karen, my lovely Karen, will
Yes.
tag you, and at the end, I'll want to be able to put out there your links and how people can get in touch with you or pick your brain or ask you questions and stuff like that. So I'll drop you in the deep end there. But yes, let me just move my screen over. If you guys are watching along on Facebook, wherever you're watching, let us know where you are watching from. Are you in Sydney? Are you in Melbourne? Are you overseas? Are you in the US, UK? Where?
Yes. Is the weather getting nicer, or is it like getting shit like ours? It's so cold.
Yeah,
yucky.
I did not see this coming. So I've got all the jumpers out, and we need the gumboots. And anyway, fun. Lots of fun for kids. So what we're chatting about today, you guys will see the sort of title, I suppose, of our interview. I felt like, well, Karen and I both felt like it would be really such a good discussion to talk about, does what we do now with our kids, all the day-to-day stuff, the conversations, interactions and everything, does that stuff make a difference? Are we kind of building the groundwork like we feel we are? She's got all the grown-up kids in a way. So I love that you're able to share your perspective and your experience. I know it's just one, but I think it's everyone's does count. Everyone's is valuable, you know?
I mean, to be fair, Piaget based his education, his developmental stages based on his 2 children. So hey, I've got 2 so I qualify.
Yeah.
If he can do it, and he's now people study, his children's development stages based on his 2 kids. Tick.
Yeah, that's good enough for us.
That's it. And so to be fair, we're all first-time parents, so to be fair, which is why I feel so passionately about it that I wrote a parenting book, which I've done nothing with. I feel so sorry for my publisher. He was so nice though. He's like, oh my God, I love this book. We're going to publish it. And then I left Singapore. So I'm originally from Singapore. So when I say we're all first-time parents, because we are, everybody parents differently. We are all different. Our genetic makeup is different. Our life experiences are different. And the children we bear are different. So no one person should tell you definitely that this is a way that will work.
Yeah, good point. I should, I want to pick your brain. I'll just ask it now. Why not? I've been doing a lot of reading and research and things on obviously the neuroscience behind our kids' behavior and their emotions and how best to support them, yada, yada, yada. And the term that people are using a lot now is neurodivergent. And I understand what that means from that sort of perspective of kids being wired differently, or differently wired children.
Are they?
I feel like all of us are neurodivergent because...
Exactly. So are they though? That's the thing. Are they really different, or are they just this is just the natural progression of life? Like naturally they'll be more tech savvy because this is the world they're born into. They're born with an iPad in hand. I'm telling you, I bought this thing and it's like, oh, it's so hard. I mean, I could learn it, but I choose not to because, I keep saying, oh, I don't want to. But do you know what I mean? I feel that it's natural. It's a natural progression. Almost like, why are the children even taller now, stronger, healthier? Because of the food we have now. We eliminated so many. The water is clean. The environment is clean. I feel it's a natural progression though. That's my personal opinion. And yes, we are all diverse.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's almost like a term that describes all of us adults, all of our kids. We are all differently wired from each other, and it just so happens that there seems to be a majority that are wired one way, and so we benchmark everyone else against that.
Exactly. And why is that? And why are the children now coming out? Because we encourage them to. Because in our lifetime, I'm sure we're a different era. I'm sure we have at least 15 years difference. And in our lifetime, we were taught a certain way. And then now, with the wisdom of hindsight, and we've lived the wisdom of living it, we now know that if we do things a certain way different, then the outcome might be different. So we are now teaching our children to be a different way, which is now why so many young people come out and they say, I can be a influencer. We instill in them that we can, because our parents don't give us enough belief. And also, we in my era, we don't brag about our children. It's just not a done deal. We just don't.
Yeah. So let's before we still jump into our chat, I want to give the people watching a little bit of a background and context as to your work and things like that. So guys, Karen is, she's got extensive training in psychology, NLP, counseling, and she now has found her calling really helping entrepreneurs to integrate their passions, experiences, and talents. But her motto is living a life of authenticity, which is beautiful. It's, in my personal opinion, it's what we should all be striving for, with a balance of not just
not crass and not not abrasive. Some people think that being authentic means you're abrasive and loud and obnoxious. It's not. It's just you being you, and you're okay being you. That's it. It's everything to do with you, nothing to do with outside.
That's it. So after what you like to call your preparation period, you began your journey as a brand coach, and your mission really is to unleash the truths and change as many lives as possible. But as you said, you wrote a parenting book, but haven't yet let us all see it.
I know. Oh, shucks. I was meant to send you a copy. I will get to it. Very simply put, though, because when you have, I'm sure you have very similar experience, that other mothers want to share with you what they do out of the kindness of their heart. They want to share with you and say, oh, do this, no, do that. But it's overwhelming, because what if our values don't align? Or what if I'm not brought up in that culture, and you can't tell me that your way is a better way?
Yeah.
But what I found to be really a good way is that you do what is right by you and by your child. And that was the basis of the book. Simply to tell parents, you can raise your children your way. You need to trust that. So you take on information that you think is important, and that's it. Don't let anyone bully you into thinking you have to do it their way. And do people judge? Yes. They're going to judge you anyway. So why not do it your way that makes you happy? Because then that's the reason why I've chosen to stay at home to be with my children, because I want to know that if they mess up, it's because I did it. I had them, so if they messed up, it's all my fault. I want to own it, rather than say, oh, it's because they've been in a childcare center, 8 hours a day, and that's their fault. No, we choose to have them. We need to take on the responsibility of raising them.
And so if when we meet some of those parents, or speak to the parents who do feel like that pressure of the judgment from other parents, and Susie down the street does this and John over there does that, and that pressure of what other people think and the judgments, and like you said, everyone will judge anyway. Until parents can get to that point, almost like the point where you're at, where you think, just do it anyway, do what makes you happy, do what's good for your kids. How do you sort of help parents to live that authentic life with them and their children, doing what is right and what feels right intuitively to them?
So what I find that sometimes if I cannot make the changes for myself, then I'm reminded that whatever I do, my children is watching me. If that helps, right? So if you're a strong role model for them, how do you be strong for them? So no, you don't sway. When you make a decision, you make a decision. For example, when I give an ultimatum to my children, I follow through. And my friends think that I'm very harsh. No, that's just the way I do it. If you choose not to do it, that's your thing. I don't judge. And just know that whatever you do, which is why this is the purpose of the conversation today, it does pay off. Does it take time? Yes. Does it take patience? A lot. But will it pay off? Yes, it will. You may not even see it. There'll be days when they push the right buttons and they keep going at it and you're thinking, yeah. The day will come when one thing they say and you know that whatever you have implanted has grown. So just remember this, though. Nobody live your life or parent your children for you. No, nobody should. So don't give them the power. Don't. I don't know. I don't know if this is helping. Is this helping?
Absolutely. Because it's such an easy trap, I think, to fall into. I mean, we're very different. We're wired differently, and I've spoken to you a little bit about, my childhood and growing up, and that just underlying anxiety and the people pleaser and the agreeableness and all of that. And I think, not everyone is like me, not every parent's like that, but it can be so trapping. Like it's to hear again and again from different people, having this message of what's right for you, what feels intuitively the right thing for you, for your kids, and knowing that the stuff that we do now, I like how you said almost like planting little seeds. It takes time, but there's so much value in doing that, right?
Correct. Because my children these days tell me that sometimes when I stand up for what I believe in terms of parenting or for myself, that's what they see. And this is the reason why when my boys don't drink, they're old enough to, or nor will they go, if they choose to do if there's something they don't want to do, they can say, no, I don't want to. Why? Because they have seen me do it. And they have seen that, nothing bad comes out of it. In fact, people respect you for it. And if the people who don't and they continue to pressure you, you address that. Because I do, because I'm, I love to have a drink and then I get crazy. So people think that if they put a few drinks into Karen, I become fun Karen. I'm fun anyway. So they will bully me into having a drink. Like, have a drink, I will actually turn it around and say, don't bully me into doing it. I don't like it. If I want to, I will. So this is a two-edged sword, though. So you be very careful when you wield it. Because also my children tell me I do things because I want to. But sometimes there are things you need them to do because you need them to do it. So again, that is another conversation you need to have. So there is a fine line, and you just need to walk this line very consistently between doing the right thing and doing what you want to do because you want to do it.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Because I talk about the fact that we know our kids want that autonomy and that independence and to make their own decisions and have choice and control. But on the other hand, we know also from research and just from our own lives that we need to give our kids firm, healthy, loving boundaries that we know what they are. We've actually thought about them, so they're clear for us, and so that our kids have clarity around them. They're not going to like them all the time. There's going to be pushback, there'll be resistance. That's fine. It's natural, and even anticipate that.
That's it.
But to have, like you said, walk that fine line and just to be consistent with what you,
Do you remember I told you the thing about me having a lot of teaching moments with my children until they roll their eyes and say, stop, no, I don't want to hear it. Not today. So parenting is a mindful experience as well. So what I do in terms of boundaries like that, if my children say, I don't want to do it because I want to do it when I want to do it, so I'll store that. The next time they ask me to do something for them, I'll say, remember the conversation when I said do this, but you said no, you want to have the choice to do it when you want to, and I respected that. Now it's an example of, I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it for you. So that is teaching them some things you do because of out of love for the person you care about. You do it not because you want to, but because you're doing it for that person.
Yes. And I do the same thing. I like how you said I store it, because I do that too. And it's not in a malicious,
no.
Use
keeping score, yeah.
It's storing it going, you know what, this is a teaching moment that I can bring out and just raise his or her awareness of this later, when there is that moment when he says, no, I don't want to have a bath. I don't want to have a shower. I'm not having anything. And then so it's that flow of like, we're having conversations, we're interacting. It's such a fluid process. And to as well know that we're not going to nip this in the bud when I store one thing and I remind them of this or that, and then it'll never happen again. We're going to be doing this for weeks, months, years.
Yes.
We need to allow for the brain to, be constructed.
Correct. And the consistency in the messaging, that you constantly remind them, you just constantly tell them, they'll get sick of it. Make no mistake, though, they will get sick of this. Oh, not this again. Oh. It's okay. Just say, you don't need to say anything. Just hear me out. I need you to hear this, and then I'll leave it. Because it will go in. It will.
Yeah. So tell us, how have you noticed, or where was the point where you noticed, oh, this stuff has been going in? Are they 15 or 16 or 20 or now? And now you have that hindsight to think, oh, all the stuff I was doing and all the conversations and the interactions, we can see that now the boys have, I mean, you said with the drinking and things like that, they have the opportunity, and they don't feel like they need to go out and get hammered every Saturday night. They are able to make good decisions, have conversations and open up and stuff.
I think that is unusual, because also this is a drinking culture in Australia. Yeah, we drink a lot in social events. We drink a lot. Even socializing by myself, I have a drink. So let's not bring that up. Let's bring up a very common theme in children, where a lot of parents say that, oh, my kids won't let me walk them to school anymore. They won't kiss me goodbye anymore. They're embarrassed by me. No, my children don't. My oldest, he'll turn 19 this year, and the younger one, he just turned 16. They kiss me goodbye, Why? Because I teach them that this is nothing to be ashamed of. Mainstream tells you, though, people, it's almost like school. We go to school with the preconceived default setting that we are meant to hate school.
Yeah.
Why are we hating school? So when they ask, so I ask them to ask themselves, why do you hate school? Oh, I don't know. Everybody hates school. But you're not everybody. Why do you want to lump yourself into with everybody? We're all different. Choose for yourself what it is. So with the same token, I mean, people, my boys' friends, they tease my boys like, oh my God, you're mommy's boy, you're calling your mom again. And he said, no, I call her so that she doesn't worry. That's it. It's out of respect. This is respectful. That's all. Nothing to do with, there's nothing embarrassed about. What is there to be embarrassed about? Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Because we think that our children are meant to be embarrassed of us. That it's not cool. Why is it not cool? Why can't we have? So I'm good friends with my kids, but when I put my foot down, they know it. They get given a lot of autonomy. And if the autonomy messes up, they have to face the consequences. But that doesn't mean I'm not there to pick them up, that I am.
Yeah. And I like that you allow the natural consequences, or them to have that autonomy, make a decision and it to fall flat or not work out, or them to have a big disappointment, because we know that in order to build resilience, we have to allow and set a little bit for our kids to go through those tough, crappy times when a friendship breaks down, or a relationship with a girl or a boy does, or they didn't study as well for the test and now they've gotten a C, or I don't know, D or something, to then allow that without cotton wooling them without being a helicopter parent. What's another term? A snowplow parent. All of the possible adversities and difficulties out the way for a beautiful path. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's hard though. That's hard. So you should know that's hard, because naturally we want to make life easy. We do, but we're not preparing them. It's almost the same thing, like a lot of my friends don't talk to their teenage children about the reality of getting jobs. They just, oh yeah, it's okay. If you don't like this, you can go and do something. What is it? Would you rather they do when they're in school, they only have one job, that is to study. You learn and that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about money, food, nothing. Tell them that, because you're not fair. It's not fair if you don't prepare them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we just, I don't know, I cannot emphasize this enough. We just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a reality check is a reality check. It's not being cruel. It's not being, it's not scaring them. It's, you are doing the right thing by them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this niceness that you have, all this, it doesn't belong to you. You need to work for it.
Yeah. So would you say your boys are well adjusted? Are they quite resilient? And how would you kind of describe them now? And is that how you kind of envisioned them to be when they were younger and you were having those interactions and conversations and having boundaries and things like that? How's that sort of progression?
I didn't put much thought into I got scared. I was worried that, I was doing too much. And like I said to you, my girlfriends think that I'm very, see, the thing with issuing threats is a lot of parents don't follow through because it's hard. So I've learned the first few times I'll issue the threat, but the consequence is not something I was going to follow through with. Right? If I'm at a friend's house and we're having a party, I'm having a few drinks and they're going crazy, and I say, if you carry on, we will go home. But I'm not ready to go home.
Yeah, common one.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to. So why did I threaten that?
Yeah.
Of course, they're gonna say she's not gonna go home. She's having too much fun. And then I realized that I'm threatening without following through, and they just think I'm just farting. So I started to do something different. The consequences you must follow through right away. If you tell them the next time you do this, this will be taken away, you have to do it. So they know you're serious. So my boys, they know that when I say let's go, once we were out in a playground, they were running around. I said, don't do it. Please stop, whatever. And I said, if you continue, we will go home. And we were meant to go to my girlfriend's son's party. And they continued, of course. And my girlfriend said, don't be silly, we haven't gone to the party venue yet. They're just kids. So I said, I'm so sorry, no. I said, I'll go home and I will. You don't have to do this too many times, mind you. Just need to be serious and follow through a couple of times, and then they will know. They know you're serious, and when you issue the warning, they will stop. We don't give our children enough credit. And what are they learning from this? They learn to be in control of themselves.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel that has helped them to set their own firm boundaries around themselves, and to be able to say to someone, hey, if you keep doing that to me, or if you keep saying this or hurting me or being rude or whatever, I'm not going to be in this relationship, or I'm going to leave, or I'm going to hang up, or I'm going to defriend you, or I don't know, whatever. Do you feel they have that?
Yeah, it's because they see it growing up. They see the set boundaries growing up, and then they know how it's done. So same token with people who are in relationships, like both the parents are not happy, but they're staying in the relationship because they think the children need it. The children need two parents in order to live in a,
nuclear family.
Correct. Like the complete family. But what are the children seeing every day though? What is the message that you're showing them, that you are both not worth happiness? And it's okay that this is the norm. This unhappiness is a norm. And the impact of that in their future, so they'll go out, they will look for the same. Let me tell you, we do date our parents, whether we like it or not, because we gravitate towards what is familiar. So you will tend to find a husband or a wife who would have certain traits that your parents have. You cannot help it. I know it sounds weird, but you cannot help it because you gravitate to what comforts you. So if you keep then you're setting them up for a cycle that they're not worthy, that unhappiness is normal in a relationship.
It normalizes it, yeah.
Correct. So that's not good. So what I do is I normalize saying no because I don't want to, very clearly. And that is okay. We don't do it because if it doesn't feel good for us, if somebody is infringing on our personal space, no, it's not good enough. Of course, it translated more drastically than I thought it would, because I don't like people to play games. What you want, you tell me. Don't beat around the bush, because I'm very literal. Of course, I understand what is the underlying message you're trying to tell me, but use your words and tell me exactly what you want. So that has translated to my son in his relationships. When the girlfriend says, oh, nothing's wrong. He says, if something's wrong, just tell me. No, nothing. So she's out, because tell me, if not, I can't fix it. Don't play games with me though, because just tell me. Yeah. So I think that might be a little bit extreme. But it is what it is, and I'd rather they be that than be trapped in this vortex of not knowing what the other person's thinking, and you keep guessing, you're wasting time.
Yeah, and a lot of these things that we're talking about, a lot of these, they're almost like skills and things that we're talking about are competencies or areas within emotional intelligence. So
absolutely.
Communication, clear communication, and this is still, I mean, for me, it's still a work in progress. I think for a lot of us it is, setting boundaries and having that, what we call personal power, but it's really that ability to know that you can create your the path you take in life based on the decisions you make. And obviously underpinning that is decision making, conflict resolution,
that's right.
emotional self-awareness,
that's right,
self-control. Like, it's a lot of stuff that we need as adults, and we sometimes don't get taught that, at school or at home. And I think, why aren't we teaching this stuff to our kids now to save them years in therapy when they're older, but also just to, we're shaping the way of the next generation of adults and leaders and people who...
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Do you remember in our conversation I mentioned to you about teaching my children to apologize?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big thing in my family.
Yeah, how have you done that? Tell us a bit about that before we finish up.
In my family, when I was growing up, my mom would always make me apologize. I need to go away and think about what I did wrong. Then I come back and apologize for what I think I did wrong. And the thing is, usually we know, because we have so much pride, we don't want to own up.
Yeah.
So, and as with little children, I'm not talking about older kids, because now they get it. As with little children, when they upset you, the first instinct is for them to lash out because they're upset with themselves.
Yeah.
And I found that it took me many years to get through that barrier, to help them understand that when you say something or do something to upset someone, you don't get the right to be upset. Because first and foremost, you need to fix the other person's, you have hurt them. So go and reconcile first, because the reconciliation process will help you feel better about yourself. So if it sounds counterintuitive when they are young, but it works, because how is it like he upset me, he did something to upset me, and then I'm upset, and then he gets upset, then nothing gets resolved. So teaching them to put themselves, like to start empathizing about the person they've hurt, and putting themselves second and say, I'm so sorry. What can I do now to make you feel better?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm so sorry without action is just words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So action with words, then that is a true apology. Again, I might be very harsh. And like I said, right from the beginning, our parenting styles are different because it's based on the way we are brought up.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what works best for you, though. You know what you don't like, then change it. Don't do it again. Did you turn out fine? Yes. But can it be better? Absolutely.
I love that. I can't tell you the amount of times I've heard parents say, you know, this is
I turned out fine.
and I turned out fine. I'm like, yeah, but there's things that you would probably wish you didn't do or say, or you didn't blow up like that, or you didn't snap, and you know, it's
yeah, absolutely. Can it be better? Yes, always 100%.
Always, yes, yeah. And just on the apology topic, I really like that. I feel like for younger kids, you know, even I want to say when the kids were 3, maybe 2 or 3, you know, we talked about and we taught them about doing a redo, which is the same concept, but it's child-friendly, age-appropriate language of, hey, we need to redo that. You need to give it another go, apologize, or say it different, ask differently, maybe with a please, or ask before you snatch that toy or something. And I would just say to the kid, in the end, all I had to do was, even now, if I just give them a bit of a, you know, a look, like use a particular facial expression, and all I need to say is, I think you need to redo. And then they're like, sorry, can I have the cereal, please?
That's right.
It's just raising their awareness of when something, you know, their behavior has impacts on other people. And then if that has a negative impact or upsets the other person or hurts them or something, you can do something about that. It's never too late. Just do a redo. We start over. I do it with my kids and my husband.
That's right.
I need a redo. I shouldn't have snapped at you, you know,
Oh, that's so cute. So that is so good. So in light of what we've spoken today and the theme of, is whatever you're doing going to pay off? Yes. So be very careful though. Negative or positive, it will surface. And whatever you sow, it's going to grow. So it's your choice. The positive outcome or the negative outcome. It's like a little, you know, sapling. It needs time though. The thing is, parenting just needs so much time. I cannot begin to, when I say so much time, it's the difference is between stopping and telling the child the reason, or just saying, because I said, do it because I said. So that is like what, 2 seconds or 5 minutes? You decide.
Yeah, I love that. What you sow grows. I'm going to steal
that. Yeah, steal away. I mean, thank you for having me. I feel so passionately about parenting because it is so rewarding, so rewarding. It doesn't mean they're not going to make mistakes though. It doesn't mean that, but it means that they are stronger for it.
Yeah. Such a great conversation. I remember we said at the start we'll aim for half an hour, but we might.
Oh yeah, okay. Oops. Yes, we have.
and I said we're gonna have to, like, you know, watch. We could just talk for an hour or 2 hours.
Oh, hours.
But I love your brain. I love your authenticity, how you say it like it is, but again, you're not harsh and judgmental on other parents. This is my journey. This is what happened. This is what works for me. That's yours. That's your family, your kids. Great. So I want you to let everyone know if they want to follow you or hear more from you or get in touch or ask questions, anything like that. Where can we sort of send them?
Let's see. You can follow me on Facebook. So if you Google Karen Foot, you'll find it, personal branding. Or I just started a YouTube channel where Stephanie was one of my guests. We had a great time, and she will be back on again because this parenting message, so many questions, and when you ask them, just try it out. If you like it, if you like how you feel, then this is it, adopt it. That is how I feel about parenting. And another thing I learned about parenting is don't give advice unless you're asked.
Yeah.
Just don't. It never ends well. So you can find me on YouTube again. Karen Foot will be it. I can put the links in the comments in this if you like. And the book. Do I have the book? Okay. I'll throw myself there because I've been at home all day. Didn't planning to get changed. On the bottom here. This is the book.
Oh wow, I love it. So clean. Right, The Parenting Trap: Raising Your Kids Confidently Your Way. Your way.
Yeah. So I don't know. We could work something out. We could give it to some of your followers. Up to you. Because I do this because I want the message to get out there that you can do this yourself. You got what it takes. Just do the right thing by you.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're all born good people. So you know what's the right thing to do. Just trust that.
Yeah. Well,
so I'll work something out with Stephanie. What we can do, we can maybe do a giveaway. I don't know.
Yeah, let's have a think about that. And I feel like saying, if you're watching along now and you feel like this is something that is close to your heart and you would love to have that book, to have the insights and have that voice in your ear saying, yep, trust your gut, trust your intuition, do what works for you, be unapologetically you and your family. Maybe put it in the comments or reach out to Karen. We'll organize something.
We'll work out something because this is so vital. When everything we do has a link. So if we create more nice people in this world, we're creating a nicer world for our children.
Yeah, a ripple effect.
That's right. So this is why we do what we do.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Karen.
It is my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. I'm sure you'll be back on in a few weeks.
Anytime. And for those with teenage children, I haven't taken this any further. If you have questions, just message me. Yep. We can talk.
Beautiful. Thank you, Karen. All right. We will see you guys in another week or two for another interview.
Yep.
And as Karen said, get in touch with her, reach out. We're here because this stuff is a little bit nerdily passionate, like we're passionate.
It is.
So you're not bothering us by having a conversation and just starting that.
We want to help. Trust me, I know it's hard. Trust me. You need to trust me that I know it's hard, especially when they're little. I get it.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.